Stonehenge is one of the most enigmatic monuments of the ancient world. Who built it, why, and how? Explore the world of Stonehenge to learn everything there is to know about it, including the reasons why some questions remain unanswered. The numerous riddles surrounding Stonehenge, a prehistoric monument that took the Neolithic builders an estimated 1,500 years to construct, have baffled historians and archaeologists for millennia. It's made of about 100 large upright stones arranged in a circle and is situated in southern England. Although most contemporary researchers now concur that Stonehenge was originally a burial site, they're still unsure of its other uses and how a society without access to modern technology, not even the wheel, manufactured such a massive structure. The creation of Stonehenge is even more perplexing, since although the outer range of sandstone slabs are sourced from nearby quarries, the bluestones that comprise its inner ring can be traced back to the Preseli Hills in Wales, about 200 miles from Stonehenge's location in Salisbury Plain. Approximately 1 million people visit Stonehenge annually. It's been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1986. The most famous prehistoric ruin in England, according to archaeologists, was erected in phases, the first of which dates back to at least 5,000 years. First, on Salisbury Plain, Neolithic Britons dug a huge circular ditch and bank known as a henge using crude tools that may have been fashioned from deer antlers. Some academics speculate that deep excavations inside the circle that date back to that era are known as Aubrey holes, named for the 17th century antiquarian who found them, John Aubrey. These pits may have formerly supported a ring of timber posts. It's believed that several hundred years later, the builders of Stonehenge lifted an estimated 80 non-native bluestones, 43 of which are still in place today, into standing positions and arranged them in a horseshoe or circular shaped arrangement. Sarsen sandstone slabs were arranged into an outside crescent or ring during the third phase of building, which occurred circa 2000 BC. Some of the slabs were put together to form the famous Trelathons, three-piece monuments that tower over Stonehenge's center. There may have formerly been many other sarsen stones at this location. Today, only about 50 are visible. According to radiocarbon dating, Stonehenge was still under construction until about 1600 BC, with the bluestones in particular undergoing several repositionings. The sarsens of Stonehenge, the largest of which rises to a height of 24 feet and weighs over 40 tons, were probably brought from quarries 25 miles north of Slets and Robes. It's possible that they were already dispersed in the area when the Neolithic architects of the monument began construction. Geologists have been participating in the discussion on the origins of Stonehenge since the 1970s, rejecting the traditional narrative of hard-working Neolithic builders pushing, transporting, rolling, or carrying the rugged bluestones from distant Wales. Some experts propose that glaciers rather than people did the majority of the heavy lifting. Massive boulders, known as glacial erratics, which were transported over great distances by migrating ice flows, are scattered over the world. The enormous slabs of stone that make up Stonehenge may have been taken from the Preseli Hills by glaciers during one of the ice ages and dumped not far from Salisbury Plain, at least in comparison. Despite this, the majority of archaeologists have not taken kindly to the glacial idea, questioning how the elements could have provided the precise quantity of stones required to finish the circle. Who built Stonehenge? Stonehenge is the product of the magician Merlin, according to the 12th century author Geoffrey of Monmouth, whose story of King Arthur and legendary version of English history were accepted as reality well into the Middle Ages. Hundreds of British lords are said to have been killed by the Saxons in the middle of the 5th century and buried on Salisbury Plain. King Aurelius Ambrosius led an army to Ireland in order to recover the Giants' Ring, a stone circle that was constructed by ancient giants using mystical African bluestones in the hopes of building a monument to his fallen subjects. After the Irish were defeated and the stones couldn't be moved, Merlin used his power to spirit them across the water and place them above the mass grave. According to legend, King Arthur's father, Uther, and his brother Ambrosius were also buried there. For decades, the construction of Stonehenge was considered by many to be the genuine story told by Monmouth, but in reality, the monument was built thousands of years before Merlin, or at least the real people who were said to have inspired him. Other early theories claimed that the Danes, Saxons, Romans, Greeks, or Egyptians were responsible for its construction. Archaeologist John Aubrey asserted in the 17th century that the Druids, a group of Celtic high priests, built Stonehenge. William Stukeley, an antiquarian, popularized this hypothesis after discovering early tombs at the site. Those who consider themselves modern Druids still meet at Stonehenge on the summer solstice. But in the middle of the 20th century, radiocarbon dating proved that Stonehenge existed more than a millennium before the Celts settled in the area, ruling out the prehistoric Druids. What is the function and significance of Stonehenge? The goal of the arresting monument is even more mysterious given how little is known about the architects and builders of Stonehenge. Even while historians concur that Salisbury Plain was a significant location for more than a millennium, we may never discover what attracted the first Britons to Salisbury Plain and motivated them to continue developing it. Though most scholars believe Stonehenge served other purposes as well, such as a ceremonial site, religious pilgrimage destination, final resting place for loyalty, or memorial erected to honor and possibly spiritually connect with distant ancestors, there is strong archaeological evidence that it was used as a burial site, at least for part of its long history. Astronomer Gerald Hawkins proposed in the 1960s that the collection of megalithic stones functioned as an astronomical calendar with various locations signifying astrological events, including eclipses, equinoxes, and solstices. Although detractors of this hypothesis have given it a lot of consideration over the years, they contend that either England's thick cloud cover would have made it difficult for Stonehenge's builders to see the skies, or they simply have the knowledge necessary to foresee such events. In more modern times, symptoms of disease and trauma found in the human remains excavated at Stonehenge have led a group of British archaeologists to hypothesize that the site was regarded as a healing location, maybe due to the belief that blue stones had healing properties. More than 800,000 tourists visit Stonehenge each year, making it one of the most well-known and identifiable locations in the world. Many of these visitors also take in the many other Neolithic and Bronze Age wonders in the area. Stonehenge was co-listed with Avebury, a Neolithic henge 17 miles away that's larger and older than its more well-known neighbor, on UNESCO's inventory of World Heritage Monuments in 1986. Over the years, Stonehenge has undergone numerous restorations, and in order to prevent collapse, some of its rocks have been cemented in concrete. Meanwhile, other noteworthy structures, including other henges, have been discovered nearby thanks to archaeological digs and the development of the area around the site to promote tourism. Well, that's all for now. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it fascinating, then don't forget to hit that like button down below. And if you want to stay updated with more great content like this going forward, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking the big red subscribe button and just ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on being notified of future content. Your support means the world to us.